question
Yeah,
right
go
off the
ahead.
bat. How do you define emotion?
How I would define emotion? Well, actually, in terms of that, we actually have to define affect and feeling first. But if you want, like the
Go on.
yeah, affects are the biological programs we are born into this world with. Affects, well, affect is probably the right pronunciation, which is like you have a lot of different affects, like joy, excitement, distress. You have fear, which is basically just too much of something too fast. You have anger, and you have joy, and you have interest, engagement, and shame, humiliation, etc. And all of these are just like biological programs, which we can see even in newborns. And after a while, you get a subjective, what do you call it, experience of these effects as well. When you have a consciousness, like when you notice that, oh, I'm feeling something in my body, and this must mean that I'm scared of that dog over there. That's what we call a feeling. That's a subjective experience of an affect, in a way.
Okay.
But then you also have emotions. And emotions are something different. Emotions are your bibliography in sort of all your experiences with your affects and feelings throughout your life. It's basically what it means to to you to feel, in a way. So every time you get an affect, that can of course become a feeling as soon as you become consciously aware of it and put some meaning to it. Then it becomes a feeling, in a way, a subjective experience of something. But then you also have your emotions, which is all your experiences with those feelings from before. So it's different for Geir to be scared than it's for Brendan than it's for Katrina. That's basically your emotions. So it's your whole history, in a way, for how it is for exactly you to feel exactly how you feel.
So it's almost like when you talk about computer science, you talk about data, information, knowledge, wisdom, right?
Exactly.
So data is the basic thing, which is just numbers, and information is on context to that numbers, which would sort of here parallel to feeling, I guess, and data would be effects. And then you have the knowledge wisdom area, which is then emotion in this context. I'm just trying to parallel it to something that we do have a lot of. We do seminars and courses on these things.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I've heard also the analogy of affects being hardware, and and feelings then being software, I guess. What would it? I'm not sure how. I don't remember the analogy. Something like that. Something like that.
No, I can help you with that because we could perhaps translate it to affects being hardware and feelings being software and emotion being the guy at the computer.
Exactly. Yeah. You could.
Yeah, because he's sort of in control of this, or maybe sometimes in control of it, and sometimes not when he gets angry when the game kills him or whatever. But there is an emotional aspect of being in front of a computer, at least when you're doing gaming.
And there is a history,
there is a history, and all the other games are lost and everything. So yeah,
absolutely.
Now that's actually quite interesting, and I think it's important for the viewers to get this sort of foundation before we dive into how to change those emotions, because then we have the definitions clear.
And then you also could say that affects it varies in length, because affect is often like it could be milliseconds, or even just a few seconds. But feelings tend to be a little bit longer. They tend to be like it's a matter of seconds, at least, like, or up to minutes. But emotions can go on for hours, days, months, years, even. So whenever you're in a bad mood over a long period of time, that would be considered an emotion. Then something is going on for you, which is specific to you. It's not just like fresh affect from that moment. It's something more. Yeah.
So to get into a sort of an example of this, if I see a bear, not beer, a bear.
Well, if I have joy, excitement, I would guess joy, excitement, and then.
You meant a bear.
I understood.
Since I have a gluten allergy, I would have the same effect actually. So, but if I see a wolf, no, not a wolf. They are cute. No, give me something bad.
A bear.
No, a bear. Okay, fine. And then my body sort of reacts to that, and then starts sweating and the adrenaline and everything, and that sort of bang. It sort
of
affects. that's an effect, right? And then I have this feeling of fear going through my body, which is sort of overwhelming the systems really. And then I run away and up into a tree. And then I have these emotions going, oh my God, what am I doing now? And there is a mixed match of, all kinds of stuff happening, which is then based on my history of being in dangerous situations, or maybe not. So,
well, like the feeling is quite fast. Like the feeling appears the moment when you think like, oh, I am scared because I see this bear.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
and then you
the
run.
feeling. Yeah, and then you run and you act upon it. But
Yeah.
if you have a lot of, let's say that you have a lot of experiences of being unable to soothe or unable to calm down when you're scared, then that feeling of fear will probably last for a long time, because you're having trouble with calming down, basically, because you don't have experiences with it. That would be an emotion of fear lasting for a long time. But let's say that you have a lot of experiences in your history of being able to calm down or mastering fear, then that feeling won't last for that long. You'll probably you will calm down and you'll, all right, and now I'm safe. And I will go over there instead. It's like that's the different aspects of it. Like some people, well, we go through life with different experiences in regards of what we can expect with our emotions, and how we can expect that other treat our emotions, and how other reacts to us, and what we can expect. Like, will I be able to calm down? Will this get better? Will it get worse? Will anybody help me or not? And that, of course, affects how we experience emotions. Yeah.